Hi guys, Anel Tunes in a mixing tutorial this time around. Um, I'm not dealing with mastering today. I've been getting a lot of questions, a lot of them, how I achieve the tone of my guitars. Um, for the guitars to be sharp but not piercing in the ears, that even if they're very low, they're laid back in the instrumental, but you can still feel and hear them so clearly. It's a question I've been getting so much, and I said, let me do a tutorial about that. And so many other mixing questions. I've been doing mastering tutorials, but it seems the main problem is with mixing. And I said, okay, let me do something for you guys. Let's have a listen to the song that I'm going to play. And bear in mind that these instruments were played live. This was a live session. It was a show. It was a live show. And tracks were recorded. So they brought them to me for mixing. So that they could play them on YouTube and sell them on iTunes and for the other media platforms. Let's have a listen just quickly here to the track. Yeah, that's how it sounds like. It's a very beautiful song. I should say, you're supposed to give credit where credit is due, and this production was by Bushington, and the guitars, because we're talking about the guitars in particular this time around, were played by Michael Owuma. So that's how the guitars sound. I hope you've heard them within the mix. I've tried to mute the vocals because some other reasons, but. This is how the guitar sounds if I solo it. There's a leakage that you hear, that kind of buzzing sound, but for now let's ignore it. Let's just try to look at the tone of the guitar. So if I bypass the plugins that I used to get the tone, so this is how it sounded like exactly as it was. With of course, you hear a very, very, very big difference. Now, what I did, let's first look at, I used two plugins actually. I used the Gitiara by Waves. I also used another Gitiara case, again by Waves. But let me bypass this one here. And so we look at only one in this particular video. And I will do the next one next time. Let me reset. Let me do a factory reset here. And bypass. So when you select this particular plugin, it has its own sound. It already gives you, it comes with a preset, which is this preset that you see right here. It comes with the amp type. You know, these guitar amps have various types. Each type has its own tone. Being a mixing engineer, you must understand these things. You must understand how the real world works in order to help you make the right decisions when you're in studio. So just by applying it, it already comes with its own sound. If I bypass, so I already have a bonus right there. It already sounds, it already comes to life just by applying the plugin without even touching anything, just with a default preset. And it sounds good already. We are getting somewhere. So then you have to make a decision what you want from this particular guitar. You want it to sound, to cut through the mix with the mids or with the highs, whatever decision. For me, I don't want so much highs. I just want a little bit of more mids, and I don't want the lows. If you want the lows and you want the guitar, maybe there are not many other instruments playing in that particular area, and you want the guitar to sound more big, it's simply easy. Just come here and select clean and come to warm. When you select warm, the guitar becomes big. Let's have a listen. You saw when I bypassed that the guitar became thin, and when I applied the warm, it became more big. We get some more lows. So I don't want the lows in this particular sample. I just want the clean. I want those top notes to cut through. That's all I want from it. So now, but I feel it's a thin guitar, and I want it to be hard, and I want it to be hard as in the ears. I want it to be hard on the left and right to make it a bit wider. I don't want it to be small within the mix, because if I play it right here the way it is, it will sound like this. It sounds good, yes, but my challenge is it's dead center. And remember, dead center is where the vocal sits. So it will be interfering with my vocals, and I don't want anything to disturb the vocals. When I'm mixing, vocals are given first priority. Anything that distracts the vocals is no for me. So what I do, let's try to see how we get it on the sides a bit, actually not on the sides, but just to make it a bit wider, so that we lose some more, we lose some center and give it more strength on the sides, so that it just surrounds and hugs the vocal if the vocal is to be there. So the technique there on this particular plugin is very simple. You come to the delays here. You see here is left and this is right. So you come to the delays and try to play around with them. I've not touched anything here. There is microphone one, there is cabinet, and those are very technical. Just let's not go there. You see, when I push up the delays, the delay of one side, of the left side, actually, it pushes the guitar to the right side. So you feel it's more on the left side speaker. Yet I've pushed the delay of the right hand side, but it's pushing the guitar to the left speaker. Just a little bit, and it's not pushing it so much, but you feel it's more on the left side. So in order to get a balance, I also come to the right, to the left side delay, and just try to push it a little bit up and see what we get. Now, there's an effect we've gotten now. You feel it's more on the sides, and we've lost it from the center, and that is what we really want. Now, if your guitar is going to be the lead instrument, if it's what's only playing in that particular music piece that you're dealing with, then you don't have to do this. You have to leave it strictly on the center, but just delay the sides in order to make it wide. But now we are dealing with a mix whereby this part where the guitar is playing, there is a singer there, there's a vocalist, and we don't want the guitar to interfere with the vocalist, but we still want to feel that guitar, because it's the main, it gives the groove. It's like this particular guitar and the bass that drive this particular song. So that's why we just push it just a bit on the sides, and someone would think about panning it. No, I'm not panning it. I'm only using delay to make it wider. When we solo it, if I bypass, that's the original when I apply. In the mix. And that's it for this plugin, and it sounds already beautiful, but of course there were some other effects that I added later to make it, which was mainly just to deal with the sweetness, to give it some more sweetness. If I apply the plugin here, which is this one here, But for now, I bypass it, and in my next tutorial, I'll be showing you how the other plugins that I used to treat this particular guitar. So that's how I get the tone of my guitars, but of course not always, but most probably, in most cases, that's how I get it, depending on the song. And so see you in the next tutorial. Feel free to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and please share it and learn. Anel Tunes once again, bye-bye.